Hey guys, today in this video I'm going to share with you the best canning recipes for gifts. I'm Jenny and I blog at The Domestic Wildflower, and I'm here to help you get started making homemade foods and crafts. And now is a perfect time to can a few batches of a few little things that you can give as gifts this winter. I have a new blog post on my blog, The Domestic Wildflower, and it's called The Best Canning Recipes for Gifts. And in that post, of course, I have some of the best recipes that I can recommend for a brand new beginner for giving as gifts. And there's some really good resources for a beginner for canning large and small batches, some cute labels you can print off, and everything you need for canning for gifts. So now is a great time to can for gifts because there's so much fruit available in the farmer's market, in the grocery store, just growing in lots and lots of places. That's free or cheap and definitely delicious that you could use to can right now and have completely done in a couple weeks all the things you want to give for your kids' teachers, for the ladies at your office at work, for friends and family. It's a really good time to be thinking ahead for canning for gifts. Um, in the post, I share my free canning basics course, which is just a couple email lessons I send to your inbox, and it addresses the most common pitfalls beginners experience. They're just like easy little email lessons that you can just read whenever that will help you get started on the right foot. I share a recipe for applesauce. Super great, crowd pleasing, easy applesauce. And I think it's a good one because there's nothing in it except for apples, and you can choose to spice it up with spices or maple syrup, but there's very limited potential for allergens because it's just apples. And of course it's delicious. There's a recipe for jalapeno pecan jelly. Such a great recipe from my friend who grows pecans in Texas. Such a good recipe and very festive and something you could can and share with friends. My ranch style salsa recipe. This is something that you could can and give, and it's also something that you could bring as a hostess gift when you're visiting people around the holidays. It's just as a delicious and not no salsa I don't think is hard, but some salsa recipes have like 25 different ingredients that you have to cut up, and that takes a lot of time. This one is very simplified, so you're not cutting and cutting all day long. I have a recipe in the post for easy spiced pear butter, which is very fall. It's very fast. It's delish. You can use it like in between the layers of a cake. It's really sweet and yummy and good for gifting. There's my recipe for maple whiskey peaches. Those are beautiful on top of a cheesecake, and they're just kind of like an extra special, kind of fancier peach, but just super simple to make. Bread and butter pickled jalapenos. This is what you want to give like for the uncle in your life. You don't want to get him another pair of socks or a flashlight. It's a jar of the bread and butter pickled jalapenos. They're simple and sweet and spicy and delish. The lime cherries canning recipe is really good because you can enjoy those just out of the jar. You can enjoy them in cocktails. You can enjoy them like in salads. They're delish and there's no sugar. So for people in your life that are abstaining from sugar, this is a great one. I also include a recipe that's not a canning recipe. It's my 1 hour homemade coffee liqueur recipe. My mom made that when I was a kid growing up for friends and family and neighbors. You make it now and it sits on the shelf, and by Christmas time or the holidays, it is delish. It's made with instant coffee and brown sugar, and it takes, like, you can have it in the bottle in an hour. It's a great blog post, such a great recipe. It's not canning, but it's a good one. You definitely would consider making it, I think, to give to friends and family. And then I include a helpful post about canning for party favors or canning for a large number, like how to double recipes and which jars to use. And yeah, it's just a really great time to start thinking about that. Oh, and I also link to these beautiful round canning jar labels that you can either print off onto cute cardstock and cut out, or you can print onto Avery sticker labels and stick to the top of your jar, um, so that they're just like a little bit dressed up when you give them as gifts. But now is a great time to be thinking about giving gifts, um, the gift of your love in jars for the holidays. If you have any questions, please send them my way, but you definitely need to check out the blog post at The Domestic Wildflower. Thanks, guys.